Hey folks, it's Redney here. Welcome to another Racer's Perspective Twitch stream. Gonna go ahead and get started a little earlier tonight. And I'm trying to warm up in some public matches here.
Contact.
Looks like we got Jack 93. No, we don't. Alright, well maybe we won't warm up with some public races. We'll see. Jack's back. Maybe he changed his mind. I'm gonna start slow, see what he's flying. He's in a Mustang. Alright. I've been pretty sloppy tonight, as you can probably tell. I'm trying to rein that in. Super sloppy. Some nights it's just kind of hard to get it together. It's difficult to say why. Ooh. Yeah, I shouldn't be passing out there.
Contact.
I'm gonna wait for Jack to catch up. Come on, Jack. There he is. Looks like Jack's taking it easy. Oh, okay. It's hard to tell if he's just messing around or if he hasn't learned the track yet. That's why I do this, that's why I don't finish, so that folks do have a chance to learn the track. Oh, okay, looks like he's maybe messing around. Gonna go ahead and leave and see if I can find another match. Tonight is the last in our wreck ship series. I'll go over the wreck ships in a second. And tomorrow night we will not have our regular stream. I'll post a little message on Twitch saying as much, but there will not be a stream tomorrow night. Okay, well, we better go ahead and get started. Okay, so in this series I've been talking about wreck ships. Wreck is a currency that you can earn in any Arena Commander module, and it just so happens that in racing you can earn that currency called wreck much more quickly. And that's regardless of your performance. If you're a super slow racer, if you spend most of your time crashing around the track, you're still going to earn wreck much more quickly in racing than you would in Star Marine or Battle Royale or Vandal Swarm, any of those. So it's a great way to earn wreck until 3.0 drops. Wreck allows us to buy weapons and components for our ships that we can use in the persistent universe, and it also allows us to rent ships. Now, the ships that you rent cannot be used in the persistent universe, but they can be used in any Arena Commander module where you fly ships. So you could use them in a dogfighting module, or try out how they fight. You can experiment with them in free flight and just kind of get a look at the ship, EVA out, and check out the ship from all angles, land on a pad, etc., or race. And I think that's probably one of the best things you can do with Wreck. As you can see, as I kind of flip through the pages, these are all the Wreck ships on the RSI website. You go to electronic access under the store to access these. It's a pretty good variety that they've laid out for people to try, which I think is great for kind of keeping things fun, keeping things fresh in the Arena Commander modules, but also giving you a chance to really practice the flight model as a pilot. The flight model does continue to evolve, but it's still advantageous to always learn the current one. It's evolving, but it's not completely different every patch. So every ship that you learn how to fly well is going to be practiced towards being a better pilot. There's also no better place than the racetrack to test your piloting skills. The racetrack demands a lot of precision from you and your ship. It gives you a lot of visual references to kind of see how you're doing, and that's in contrast to the persistent universe, where it can often be tempting to think that you've got fine control of your ship, and because of the vastness of space, you simply don't realize how much you're drifting off of your intended target. It's not too hard to hit a space station or a moon, etc., or to fly in general proximity to another ship. The racetrack will really kind of open your eyes to how you're really flying, and I think that's again, I think that's really valuable. So I've been going through all the wreck ships. I'm on the final group. It's a bit of a motley crew at this point, trying to group 4 ships together at a time. Gone through the Aurora series, the Argo series. I did the Hornet series. Maybe that's what I just mentioned. Sorry. Start over. Aurora, Argo, Hornet, 300 series, and then I've done a fighter series with ships like the Saber and the Gladius, and then the other night I did the Car2All, the Vanguard, and the Cutlass Black, one other that I'm forgetting. Tonight we're going to do the Avenger, the Glaive, the Herald, and the Merlin. Again, these are our last 4 ships, so the Rec series will be complete after this stream. I'm racing on a Corsair K95 keyboard and a Logitech G900 mouse. So that will kind of inform you about how I fly or why I fly the way I do. The most important thing that I want the viewer to know, the reason why I show this every stream, is part 1, so you know what I'm flying with, but part 2 is because I think a lot of folks might get the impression that you need to have some sort of peripheral in addition to the mouse and keyboard that we all have as PC gamers in order to fly. You really don't need that. There's no reason in terms of hitting a skill ceiling that you need dual joysticks. Now that being the case, dual joysticks do offer a superior immersion. There are definitely advantages in flight with dual joysticks. I'm not trying to claim there isn't, but you can really be quite a sharp pilot with mouse and keyboard, and that obviously allows you to spend your money elsewhere if you'd rather. So I'm going to go through each ship tonight, starting with the Avenger. We're going to do about 5 laps on the old Vanderbilt track, single player, and just kind of see how it flies. I'm going to comment on what I notice about its flight, and after I've tried out all 4 ships in old Vanderbilt, then we're going to take whichever ship seems to fly the best out into hopefully some multiplayer matches. It's been a little lonely in multiplayer lately. Maybe no one will be flying, in which case we'll have to end the stream a little early, but we'll see if we can't have some fun in a public match or 2. Alright, so this is the Avenger Stalker. A couple things that distinguish the various ships: deceleration and acceleration speed, which the Avenger has pretty good, both, and traction, so how much does the ship kind of drift, like I just did there. How much does it kind of slide around corners, especially if you're going kind of quick. How quickly can it adjust trajectory to where you're pointing it? So acceleration, deceleration, speed, traction, overall maneuverability, how quickly I can reorient my ship, regardless of whether I'm sliding or not. Fuel management will be a factor if we find ourselves undifferent in a public match as well. And the other factors are, ooh, that's no good. The other factors are size and shape. Okay. So the Avenger's a small ship. Size and shape aren't an issue. Drift is a bit of an issue in the ship. That's the main challenge with this one. So I'm learning to adjust my line a little bit. This is the real hard part right there. In my M50 I can make that loop quickly enough that you don't red out. In this ship I can't, so I gotta make some adjustments to how I fly it. There's two ways to deal with redout or blackout. One is to adjust your orientation, so if I'm going this way, I'm accumulating certain G-force, then I can twist around and go the other way, without crashing, hopefully. The way I prefer to do it is with pitch, which is fairly unique. But I just find that's what I like to do the best. The reason why I say using yaw to turn is somewhat unusual, besides it is that it's unusual in part because it's also not the best way to fly, flying with yaw, that is, side to side. So ideally you would use a pitch and, oh, I ran into my own ship. Ideally you would use a pitch and roll method. I just don't, because I've kind of learned how to fly with yaw and I'm comfortable with it, and I'm a lazy racer. So until I really feel pressured to change by slipping too far back on the leaderboards, I probably won't put in the time. But anyone could learn how to do it, it's just a matter of practice. Oh man. I know I can do better than 46 seconds in the ship. So this is a case where I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna do more than 5 laps.
Weapon system.
Some folks, not myself, have managed some pretty impressive times in the Avenger. Various tracks. I think there was an Avenger pilot in the top 5 back in 2.6.1 or somewhere around there. That's pretty good flying. Maybe it was top 10, but they were right up there. I don't know if I'm gonna make any speed records or not. Alright, that's probably good enough. Improved my lap a bit, 44.80 in the Avenger. Okay. So next up will be the Glaive. Excuse me. Okay, should be in game momentarily. There we go. Nice alien overlay there, and kind of gets hacked, and we see our typical HUD. Now, I haven't flown this ship in a long time, so it'll be fun to see how it does. Again, I'm thinking about the size and shape. What's the ship's footprint look like in terms of where I can fit, and also how tightly I can turn on the turn on the rings, or through the rings. I feel like this ship is flying a bit more precisely than the Avenger. Not a whole lot though, just a little bit. Oh, I'm still having a hard time with the G's in the ship. And it's funny how you can go slower and actually have more trouble with G's. I'd be going about twice as fast in the M50 most of the time. It works out. But that's one of the ways that the ships fly differently. You gotta adjust your line. This ship has excellent acceleration and deceleration, which I'm really appreciating. And if you do have a ship that's a bit drifty, you can use that acceleration to help you turn a little faster. You slow down, reorient, use your thrusters to kind of push you on course. Whoa, didn't work that time though. Oh man. This is going to be a rough night. Okay. I feel like I've got some parts of this track figured out in this thing, but others others are coming a little bit more slowly. Alright, gonna want to decelerate there. Hitting it pretty hard there. Decelerate hard. Oh, I hit something. So if you don't plan on being a racer, I would argue that maybe besides learning exactly how to fly your ship precisely, maybe the most advantageous thing about flying a non-racer around the track is just getting that feel for your ship's shape and size, so that you really have a good sense of where those boundaries are. Allow you to navigate some tight spots. Okay, here we go. Gotta stop blacking out. That's a really bad one too. There we go. Oh, 52. Once again, we can do better than that. Let's see if we can't make it our 5th lap. Ruin it at the end. Oh man, that's depressing. Alright, I'll give it one more lap to see if we can't recover here. And it's strange, sometimes the faster ship is not the better ship to fly in this case. Looks like I'm struggling to beat my Avenger lap times, and I can't remember already, but they were the mid upper 40s, and I've only managed 52 seconds in this one so far. So that tells me that this ship is harder to fly around the track anyway, and yet I'm having more fun in it than in the Avenger. Okay, that's a more reasonable lap time. 46 seconds. Not terrible. Okay. Let's check out the Herald. That's a real racer for you. Here we go. So the Herald is basically one giant engine. Its acceleration and deceleration are absolutely brilliant, but it turns really slow. Which I gotta be super careful with. Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. Oh no! Well, at least we'll not crash. How about that? We recovered. So the goal in these things, which I'll note I haven't accomplished yet tonight, is to get to a point with a ship where it goes precisely where you expect it to. No unintended drift, no crashes, no blacking out, consistent laps. Doesn't matter how slow or quickly that is necessarily. Although in general, the faster you can do a consistent lap time, the more real control you have over your ship. That's how you know you've kind of become the master of the particular ship you're trying to pilot. Now we won't fly them as part of this Rex series, but I did want to point out that in addition to the Herald and a few other non-traditional racing ships, like say the Argo, you can, if you got one of the bigger ships, you can in single player take those out on the track, and I really suggest you do. If you're a Starfarer pilot, you get a great opportunity to again learn the shape and size of your ship in terms of a pilot's perspective, and you know, how much clearance do you have on either side of you. Ooh. It was all going so good until that happened. The main thing I haven't figured out with this particular ship, the Herald, is my drift yet. Oh, come on. There we go. It's an interesting combination because it just turns so slow, but the acceleration, top speed, really make you want to go quick. You just can't. Has some pretty significant consequences. Oh, that was dumb, that was dumb, that was dumb, so dumb. Okay, 55 seconds. I'm gonna do an extra lap in this one to see if I can beat it. Don't feel like I've had a decent lap. Oh, and I keep hitting that beam. So what I'm gonna do this lap is follow my own advice, which is take it slow, fly the speed at which you feel totally confident you're gonna have precise control of your ship. Don't rush it. And often you'll find that you actually end up going faster. Because while you might be accelerating less, you're going to be following a tighter line. You're not crashing, you're not passing out. Sometimes not. This isn't going to be our fastest lap, and I'm still going to crash. Because I tried to go quicker at the end. But if you're not practicing to be better at racing, you're just practicing to be a better pilot, it's ultimately much more important that you just practice precision and speed. Okay, this is our last one. This is the P52 Merlin. It's a snub fighter, but it's pretty good on the track. It's not going to beat out a M50 or 350R, but it's got some pedigree. It sounds like a bee, which I love. And the thing that bums me out about basically every snub fighter in the game right now is that they all have a fair amount of drift. I kind of wish that with ships this small, I wish that they kind of had the inherent advantage of maneuvering really tightly, similar to the M50. They don't really need to pose too big of a challenge to the M50 because they're not going to be nearly as fast. But ships this small, I feel like they shouldn't drift too much. One of the challenges in this ship is learning how to judge how much ship is below me. Okay, overshot that a bit. Now the major disadvantage of this ship, which you can't really see on OV, is going to be boost fuel. This ship is going to struggle to make it around even a track like Rickard without running out of boost fuel. Oh, too much drift. There we go, got it back online. Oh, got a little too bold there. How are we doing? 49. That seems slow to me. Okay, last lap. We'll try to make it count. Wow, I ran out of boost fuel on OV. That's pretty crazy. "49 seconds is going to be our time on that ship. So I'm going to go a little outside my comfort zone, and I think I'm going to fly the Avenger. It got the quickest laps. It's kind of ironic. I think I maybe had the least amount of fun flying it, but I'm gonna try to learn to love this thing in some public matches here. If there's anyone flying. We'll see. It keeps dumping me out on Defford first thing in these public matches, which is good for testing the fuel consumption on the ship. But it looks like maybe no one's racing. I'm going to give it about 1 minute, and if we don't have anyone joining, I'll just go ahead and end the stream a little early. Oh no, Dusty Cake has joined. It's a race. Okay, looks like Dusty Cake is in a Hornet, which makes us fairly evenly matched, although I'd have to say the Avenger's probably a bit better as a racing ship. So I have a slight advantage there. And so far, fuel on the ship is not too bad, which is a relief. Especially since I'm just garbage at fuel management at the moment. Getting a little better all the time, but yeah, this ship is behaving really nicely for me on this track. Hey! Nice to see you in chat. Thanks for... Welcome back. Now you have to forgive me, I'm attempting to race and read the chat at the same time, so forgive me if I take a little while to respond, or you see me crashing a little bit more often. I think I got a decent lead, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, yeah, I didn't recognize the name. So you were in chat when I think his name is Yes Design was on last week. Oh wow. Now the Terrapin hasn't been on sale, I don't think, has it? So are you Australian perhaps, or did you have some CCUs that you used? So I'm realizing that I forgot to refuel in the tunnel the first lap. So this is going to be nice and slow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying out the Aquila or Aquila in 3.0. I don't think is Terrapin going to be in 3.0? Do you know? Can't remember. I've been great. How are you doing? I haven't been racing too great though, if I'm honest. Racing's been a little bit rough lately.
Contact.
It's a bummer because I think the Terrapin's really close. Maybe just not quite there yet. I think we'll at least see it in 3.1 whenever that is. Although if it takes a while for 3.0 to come out, they might slip it in there. And I suppose with the Delta Patcher, ideally what should happen is we don't necessarily have to wait for 3.1, etc. for the ships. Hopefully they just dump them in using the Delta Patcher whenever they're ready. Okay, here we go. Well, thanks for coming back to the stream. Clip my wing a bit. We're okay. Maybe we're okay. Jeez. I've lost a lot of fuel too. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, that's really good to hear. Thank you. Do you have any critical feedback? Anything you'd like to see moving into the future, especially now that the Wreck Ship series is wrapping up here? And I'm out of fuel. I'm gonna let Dusty Cake finish. I'm just gonna hang out here for a minute. Cool, thanks. I think the main thing is I'm gonna need folks to actually race, because there are streams that I was just hoping to have races. I'm hoping that's viable. It doesn't really seem like it is right now. Oh, okay. Was that a recent thing? Were you on keyboard mouse before, or were you doing something else? Got another question too. I'm curious, do you watch, if you're watching the streams, are you watching them live, or are you watching the archive videos, or are you watching them on YouTube? How are you liking it? Is it the X52 or uh, what? Hey, maybe the Warhog. What's your HOTA setup? There's Dusty Cake. Oh, looks like you missed that checkpoint. Ah. Yeah, I've tried HOTAS. It's a lot of fun. I've got an X52 set up. Fortunately, collecting dust in my closet right now. But it's a lot of fun to fly with. So I've been thinking I'd like to do something to say goodbye to the persistent universe that we've been kind of playing around in for the last couple years, and the current thought is to do a race through the persistent universe. So I'll record a video of myself essentially doing checkpoint race to every location of interest as fast as I can, and it will involve quantum travel, but I will have to go to again every point of interest, every comm relay, Korea, Ollie, Grimhex, Benny Henge, the Starfarer Rex. Every point of interest other than the ICC missions, because I can't quite work out in my head how to do that easily, and see how quickly I can get to those locations, hop out of my ship, touch the location of interest with my avatar, and get back in my ship, go to the next location. And the challenge will be to see if anyone else who wants to can do it faster. So are you building a computer as well? Well, Dusty Cake is slow. No offense to Dusty Cake. Looks like he could be a few more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and leave the race. I'm going to see if I can't catch another pilot somewhere. Oh, okay, that's cool. What do you think you'll stream about? Oh, awesome.
Contact.
Are you going to wait for a particular patch to do that until they have some exploration mechanics, or do you think you might dive in a little bit sooner, just exploring, say, what they have in 3.0, or I guess you could do role-playing right now.
Proximity alert.
I'm curious what you think of the face over IP then. Oh, can I recover? Maybe. Wow. Alright, there we go. I think I'm missing a wing though. Oh. It's just that little antenna popping out too.
Contact.
What was I thinking? First of all, I didn't refuel,
Contact.
so I gotta go all the way back. Oh, for crying out loud. Jeez. Alright, here we go. I can't remember. Was it you who maybe mentioned the Grim Hex track being in 3.0? Gosh, I hope that's the case. We need some new tracks. I think that alone will really help the stream because I gotta admit, you know, racing the same 3 tracks over and over again, visually, if for no other reason, it gets a little tired after a while. We need planetary racing and the Grim Hex track and beacons and
Contact.
all that good stuff.
Contact.
Come on. Whew, this is some sloppy racing. Bump. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one. 2:14's not too bad. Alright, I'm catching up on chat here. You know, I started The Expanse, but I haven't watched it for a while. It was good. I just kind of got hung up on Game of Thrones. But now that that's over for a bit, I'll probably get back to it. It's definitely Star Citizen-esque in terms of the universe they're building. I gotta wrap things up and say goodbye. I will. I'll finish it. Yeah. From what I gather, it's worth kind of seeing the story through. So definitely will. Thanks for watching tonight. Really appreciate you interacting in chat as well. And good luck with your stream whenever you start it. Definitely drop me a line. Let me know where you're streaming so I can catch it. Oh, really? What did they say? Oh, you mean like the folks at the show asked CAG about it? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It sounded like the writers were interested in collaborating a little bit, or at least just kind of giving a shout out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, have a great night, and uh, we'll be streaming next on Monday. There will not be a stream tomorrow night. Take care, and see you then. Thanks.